Hey everybody, Caitlin with Glitter Chimp. We're gonna go ahead and get the video started. And when you get on, say hi, and we're gonna get started in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna get everything ready. So, hey. Hi, Sarah. All right, hi guys. Hey, Christina. All right, we're gonna get a few more people on. I'm gonna get this shared in the Tumbler group so that everybody can join. And we're gonna get started. Hi, everybody. All right. All right. Hello in South Georgia. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Caitlin, owner of Glitter Chimp Glitter, and we are going to get started with the video tonight. And this is the first time we've done one on YouTube Live, so we are going to get started right now. I'm going to close this so we don't get the epoxy on my computer. All right, so for those of you who've watched, hey Wanda, we're going to be doing a tutorial tonight live for the Bee Tumbler. So this is going to be using the epoxy method to do the glitter for this. And so this is just a quick, this is a custom cup I did for a customer. So this is what we'll be doing tonight. The fun part is we're going to do this every step because I've got it all laid out. And so from start to finish, you'll get to see how one of these is done. So, okay, so tonight we're going to be starting with just your, I'm going to turn the camera a little bit so y'all can see the cup down here if it will turn. Live is fun. Maybe it's gonna, there we go. Okay. All right, that's as good as it's gonna go. So I have just a stainless steel hog cup on here. Going to turn on my cup turner. So my cup is turning now. And this uses the epoxy method. So tonight I am using the normal epoxy that I use, which is FX Standard. Hello in Denton. So this is the epoxy we're using tonight. You can prep your cup however you wish. I don't put any like base coat paint on my cups for this tumbler because I like it to keep the regular color of the glitter. But you can use white or any of those colors on there. I'm trying to see something here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly mix up some epoxy. And if y'all have any questions about what's going on, please feel free to comment and I will get it answered as best I can. Hi, Amanda. Oh, Judith, these cups are great. These cups are actually my biggest seller. I do probably 20 of these a month. I also do a lot of them for, I have one customer I do them for exclusively. And, all right. So, going to get my epoxy mixed. With this cup, like I said, you can prep it however you want. Use any glitter you want. I'm using, this is Glitter Chimp Dark Glitter Honeycomb, which is a gorgeous gold mix. It's one of my favorites. I get my tumblers from Hog, so Stainless Steel Depot. You can order them online, buy the cup, or they also sell them in bulk. Either way, that's who I order from, but you can also get, Wanda says hi.
Oh, hi.
With the epoxy, this is just a 20-ounce cup. So you're probably only going to need about a half an ounce of epoxy for it. And I just have it sitting on a foam football from the Dollar Tree. So let me get catch my extra epoxy that falls off, because it will. All right, so there we go. Now y'all can see. All right, so I've mixed up my epoxy, part A and B of FX epoxy. I have used other epoxies before. I've used Alumilite, and I did like it, but we're down here in Houston, so I like how FX epoxy cures more than Alumilite, but that's just because it's really hot and humid here. Hi, Naomi. All right, so epoxy method, for those of you who are just now starting to do cups, you just pour the epoxy straight onto the tumbler, get it nice and smooth. And my cup doesn't want to stay on the football tonight. And this is super quick and easy, so. Hey, Vanessa. So anyways, we just go through, put the epoxy on the entire cup. And you don't have to worry about air bubbles with the epoxy method because it's just going to be covered up with glitter. If you want, you can heat your epoxy to remove the bubbles beforehand, but because it's going to be covered with glitter, it's not necessary. This part takes some time. Hi. Oh, good, Naomi. I hope she enjoys the tutorial and I hope she gets to make a B cup soon. All right. So I've got the outside done. Get the bottom real quick. All right, so once you have the cup actually epoxied all the way, you just want to make sure to get a nice even coat of epoxy on the cup. So if you see a like excess where it's starting to kind of, you know, pool, you may want to also check to see if your cup's not level, but it should be level. So take off my gloves quick. And all right, so next, how long does it take to ship? It normally takes about 3 to 5 days. We actually just had a big restock, so we're working on getting everything out, which is why we're working super duper late. But about 3 to 5 days is our shipping time. So now I'm gonna use Honeycomb and, no, Kimberly, I don't have a reason why I don't base coat for this particular design. It's just, I like how the epoxy how the glitter looks without the base coat. It's just my personal preference for this particular design. So, anyway, so we're gonna start just pouring on a light amount. Now, this is a bigger jar because I do a lot of these cups. So, if you're wondering why the jar is so big. So you just start kind of sprinkling it on. Make sure you have paper or something underneath to catch the glitter that does fall off. And you don't want to do your glitter too heavy because what happens then is it won't start to lay flat if it's too heavy on one part or the other. And this part's super quick, which is really nice. What? Okay. Sorry guys, I'm trying to read a message. All right, so this is just, it's just Glitter Chimps Honeycomb. It's one that we sell. It's a gold that I specifically buy for these cups. And then you just, I toss the glitter on the bottom. The glitter does have some little flecks of green and pink. It has a rainbow mixed with it, so it gives it that really nice shine, which is why I love it for this cup. So, all right, so that's how I start this cup, just using the epoxy method. Obviously, the cup is going to be spinning for a while. So, but this is, so this is now done. For this step, you would then wait for it to cure for like 6 hours. I leave my cup spinning overnight. That way I'm not tempted to accidentally touch the cup. So that is that step. So this step's done. We're gonna move this off to the side so I can show you guys the next step. Get this out of the way. So once the cup actually sits and is fully cured, you'll know the glitter's too heavy if it starts to clump, and what happens is it won't lay flat on the cup itself. So once you get it done, and you will put another coat of epoxy on the cup. As of right now, we only have the single cup turners. We're working on getting more, the 4 cup and bigger than that. We're working on it though. Yeah, I always try not to touch the cups. That's why I leave them off by themselves, so I don't touch them. So once you get the epoxy, when it's cured, you will put a second coat of epoxy on it for this design. This way you can put your decals on here to do the honeycomb. So this is what you're gonna be stuck with. And, oh, also guys, if you look, you can do super chat now, which is a feature where if you guys see I'm missing a comment, you can actually highlight it. And it'll show up more for me to see, because there's a lot of comments. No, I actually have a 12 cup turner that I use, but that's because I do a lot of big orders for cups. It just depends. I usually do a multi-cup turner, but for this, I do the single. I do sell the cup turners. That one is a quick DIY, like do-it-yourself kit. If you go to our website, glitterchimp.com, it has them on there. I believe the price on them is $65 for the basic kit, and then $85 for the complete kit with the motor. So, do you sand? No, I don't sand, because if you sand on the second coat, before the second coat, it's going to be on the straight glitter. So you'll put a second coat of epoxy on the top of the glitter, which will then make it look like this, and then you can start to put on your decals. So I have those here. You're going to use about ½ an ounce. I don't know milliliters, so it's about ½ an ounce per each coat of epoxy. So to start this cup, to get it to where it has this lip here, I use 631 vinyl because it's not permanent adhesive, it's going to be temporary. So what I do is I have these are ½ inch thick strips of vinyl, and I use these, and what I do, this will be fun, is I go around the lip of the cup, and this gives me a little space around the mouth of the cup so that it gives it a little bit more of a honeycomb, like if it's still in the hive look to me. That's what I really like. Yes, this video will be available online afterwards. It'll just be saved on there for replay. All right. So next step, hey Brittany. So I put the line on the top, so then I have my starting point for the honeycombs, which I have right here, and I just realized I don't have my scissors. Where are my scissors? Okay, scissors. So I have these honeycomb files that I have online for download. You can get them if you need to. But I just do them in small sections. That way I can make sure. These are what they look like. I have their different sections just so it's easier for me to place them on the cup at once. And this way it can do the whole cup and keep the lines straight. So pull them off. The same thing, it's 631 vinyl. I'm using Oracle. What you're going to do is line up the top of the honeycomb to the line and just press it on and peel off the transfer tape, which that one got a little wonky, but that's okay. It's all good. If you go to our website, we're going to have the file online shortly. I forgot to upload it this afternoon. So what we're going to do is just work our way around the tumbler, and to kind of speed up for time for everybody here. So once you start getting it going, it'll start to kind of wrap around the cup. The rounder ones this is the 20 ounce. These are the 30s. I mean, you can use any size, but I mainly stick with the 20 and the 30 ounce tumblers for my cups. It just depends on what the customer orders. So for the 30 ounce cups though, there is a little trick, because when it starts to get thinner, you're gonna lose some spacing. So that's why I actually have the smaller honeycombs, which I'll put on there once I get past this part. And you can lay these individually if you want. For those of you who've done like the dragon scale tumblers, you're pretty used to having to hand lay a lot of vinyl. And so this is pretty normal. So as you start to get down the cup, you're gonna run into the spacing getting smaller, obviously. So what I've started to do was I actually have a thinner I use just regular transfer tape that I can get at we have a vinyl store that's here local that sells it. So I just use the standard. Tonight I'm using the clear transfer tape, but I do have a lot of the different types of transfer tapes that are used. It just depends on what I have available to me. Okay, so once I start to get towards the bottom of the cup, like I said, it will get smaller. So what I start doing is just hand laying them one by one until it gets to about here. And this is another 0.5, so half an inch. This is another half-inch line at the bottom for spacing. Just gives me that nice stopping point, so I'm not constantly worrying about how it's gonna look. So you're just gonna continue to do this around the entire cup. Once you get done doing the honeycombs, you will remove the line tape around the top for your spacer. That way when you spray paint over this, it will cover that up for you. And this will keep it so that you have the line here. Yep, it is actually on the Glitter Chimp Facebook page too. I actually forgot it was on there. But yeah, you can get it from there in the file section. So once you get it done, which this is, we'll pretend it's done so you can see. You'll take the cup, remove the lines at the bottom and at the top, so that you will have the honeycomb design here. And then it turns into basically a geode, if you will. So you will then take this and spray paint it with white matte spray paint. So we have that done right here. So this is just spray painted over the top of the vinyl. Yeah, I'll make sure to post a materials list because this tumbler does take a lot. Excuse me. Our next big restock. So we just had a huge restock 2 weeks ago on Monday, and then we did a small one on this past Monday. So we have another restock coming in this week. I'm just not sure what time it'll be. It'll be towards the end of the week that we restock the site again. So once you get your epoxy, your spray paint on and it's dried, you're gonna want to get alcohol inks to do the yellow and orange design on the side. So tonight we're going to be using Dandelion and Honeycomb for this cup. And what I use to apply these is just sponge brushes because they're super cheap, and yeah, so that'll be that. And Brandy, the subscription boxes will be coming. We're looking at hopefully having them back by the summer. It's just gonna be a matter of, I don't have an exact date yet, but we're working on it. We have some big stuff changing and working on a new website too. So the new website will be great because it'll have back in stock notifications, and you guys can do like a wish list so you know what you need to order still. So I just take the ink, apply it to the tip of the sponge brushes. And then you just start to just dab it wherever you want. Let me go this way. Add a little, so this is Honeycomb going on top of Dandelion. And then you just keep going around with it until you get the orange look you want. And then I go with it. Now, this is just alcohol ink that I have in a squirt bottle. But it gives it that much more of a breakup that I like to see on the cup itself. So, y'all can kind of see how that goes. And then you're just going to go around the whole cup. Can I what? Oh, show the cup I'm drinking out of? Yes, I can. This is my cup that I drink out of, at least tonight. This is just one I made for myself. It's a modified swirl. We have the video on our YouTube channel, and you can see how it's done. But it's that's a really, really easy cup to do. All right, so you just go through and you're gonna put the ink on however you feel. There's no real fancy way of doing it. Just, like I said, I just use a sponge brush to mix the colors with yellow. Yes, I can. I do. I make a lot of cups. It is a fun thing to do to make the cups. So I'm just going around now. This is using Dandelion right now. So that's the Dandelion on there. You'll have to forgive me. My allergies are crazy today. So that's Dandelion, and then this is the Honeycomb next to it. And then I just kind of mix it in there wherever I feel it should go. And then So for this particular cup, it does take several days to do, so I do charge a little more for it. I've also been making this cup for about a year, so I tend to charge probably more than most people, but I charge about, for the 20-ounce cup is going to be about $45, and up from there, depending on how many bees they want and how many decals and stuff they wanted. For the 30-ounce cups, I actually charge about $55 to $65. It just, like I said, it depends on all the different things that they want on the cup, how many bees, and all that. It just depends. But typically it's about that. All right. So instead of me boring you guys with going completely around the cup, try to finish this real quick. So I've got just a little bit more. So you just want to make sure with the inks that you cover all the white space that you see that's on the cup, obviously. So when you pull the vinyl off, everything is covered. And I love it too because I use the same brush for this, like each color, because then you get a little bit darker oranges and yellows when you put it back on the cup. I need some more. Hold on. What did you? I saw what it said, but I missed it. So this is just the Holt. So this is, right now I'm using Honeycomb. I need to use a little bit more. Yeah, I just basically use like a sponge paint method to get the ink on. To me, it just gives it a more splotchy appearance. So, but the website to order the glitter, it's glitterchimp.com. And like I said, we have a lot of glitter on there. We have a big restock coming this week. So once we do get that back in stock stuff, though, we will announce it on our Facebook page for anyone that wants to order more. I know Honeycomb's online right now, but I don't know for how long it doesn't stay very long. It's a very popular color. All right, so now I'm just going to do the bottom. Yeah, tips to getting I'll show you guys how to do the rim of the cup, because I know that's a big thing that a lot of people ask for it. So I'm just going to spritz it with some rubbing alcohol. This is, you know, just regular rubbing alcohol to get it to be a little bit more blended. And it gives it that nice look. All right. So that's that. And so, whoops, drop the cup. So, for the bees on this cup, I use printable vinyl for it. I've tried doing water slide for the bees, and I just didn't like the look because then you lose the bees, the wings of the bees. They turn completely either clear or you lose them in the glitter. So I actually started doing them in printable vinyl. And yes, this is 91% alcohol ink. So for the bees, I use printable vinyl. I have a Cricut, and so I do the print to cut file. We have the bees on our website for download. It's just an image of a bee that I use for all mine. And I do turn it on, for those of you who use a Cricut, I use the bleed method, so it does, when it cuts it, it's not going to be as, you know, that way you don't lose you don't have the white lines that keep showing up. So, okay. What we're going to do, the website is glitterchimp.com. And if you go on Facebook, if you just search for Glitter Chimp, it'll pop up on there for our Facebook page. These bees are, I think, they're an inch and a half on this, and that's just because then they fit, they seem more natural looking to the size of the honeycomb. So what we're gonna do next is one of my favorite things, which is peeling off all of the honeycombs. I just use a dental pick to peel off the spots, but I love doing this because I like to be able to start seeing the glitter pop through. So, like I said, I use the 631 vinyl so it doesn't, the vinyl doesn't stay on there permanently. My fingers are turning orange. And if you ever are doing this type of a design and you accidentally, like, I'm gonna do it just so you guys can see. This is if you ever do this, where you accidentally scratch, I'm purposely scratching the paint. What you can do is just cover it up with one of the bee stickers. Yeah, this is printable vinyl that Cricut makes. I just get this stuff on either on Amazon or at Hobby Lobby or Michael's if it's on sale. So the honeycomb starts to come out. It's super sparkly, and I love this part. Something about peeling the vinyl just kind of makes me happy. This is at a very weird angle for me though. You can let the ink, I mean, it's dry. It's not, my ink's not wet, but I mean, typically, yes, I would let it sit a lot longer, but I mean, it's dry. So I can still peel it. This is Honeycomb, is the name of the glitter, Honeycomb. Like I use, this is the only color I use for when I do the bee tumblers. So you just keep going. It is, I do enjoy the peeling. It's kind of, it is relaxing to do. So see, it starts to pop through, and it looks really nice too, because when you epoxy it, the ink really brightens up. Yes, these are the greatest stencil picks. This one's got a little bit of a hook to it. It's a double-sided piece. But I have a lot of friends that use, some that use X-Acto knives to weed vinyl. I just like these because it'll actually pick the vinyl up, so I'm not having to work as hard to peel it off. Especially because it sometimes just gets... Honeycomb is a mix. It's got a bunch of different colors in it. It does have some ultrafine glitter, but hey, Roxanne. It's stuck on my hand. It's just a big mix of glitter, but it's mostly gold. It's got some white to it, some green and pink. I'm just gonna get this one part done and show you how to put the bees on. Now, with putting the bees on, if you want, you could put another coat of epoxy on top of this. I try to stay around only putting 2 to 3 coats of epoxy on a tumbler, because then it just starts to get heavy. But you can do, I have not sanded at all. No. The nice thing is when you put on that second coat of epoxy before you spray paint it, you can actually sand the epoxy, and even if it's going to be showing, like here where you can tell it's sanded, you won't notice it once you get that second coat of epoxy on there and spray paint it. I ordered the tumblers from the Stainless Steel Depot, which is Hog. They're my favorite ones to use. I've used Steel Magnolias before. They do great stuff. Their cups are awesome too. it's just a matte. I just prefer hogs for my own personal preference. So here is going to be one side of the honeycomb cup. And like I said, it's just it ends up looking great once you start peeling off all of the honeycombs around there. And like I said, I do these a lot. I mean, it's about 20 a month that I have to make for a customer of mine who owns a beekeeping company. So we do a lot on there. Hi, Michelle. Yep, you can chat now. Finally figured out how to do them live on YouTube. So, does anybody have any questions about what they've seen so far or about the epoxy method? Yes, all of our glitter is polyester. It's gonna give you a real nice coverage, super nice shine. But it's really, I mean, and it's also very reasonable in price. Our glitter starts, we do 2 ounces by weight. Everything is by weight. Everything ships in the jars. You can see the jars behind me. And it's all 2 ounces by weight. So you don't have to feel like you're getting cheated out of if it's being sold by volume versus weight. So you're getting a lot, the glitter you paid for. And everything, it starts about $5.15 for our basic glitter. And it goes up from there. We do have the UV glitter as well. This coming week, we're going to be announcing some new UV shapes, such as UV Mickey Mouses. We've got blue and pink UV Mickeys coming this week. Will be added to the site. We've got some new mixes and some new ultrafine glitters and stuff. So there's a bunch of new glitter. Huge restock coming, which will make my staff not happy, but that's okay. They don't mind. Actually, we are talking about doing classes where people can come in. It's just a matter of we're working on getting that started soon. Tina, don't worry. If it's sold out, I know I have a lot more coming this week for Honeycomb. But it will be back. Like I said, we have a huge restock this week. So Honeycomb, I know, is coming back. I know a lot of you are worried about Hot. Hot will be back also this week. So that'll be great. Also Lime, I believe, is coming back. All right, so we got a good section of the cup done. So, yeah, Michelle, everybody's been asking about Hot. All right, so here you go. We've got this part done. So now what I do is for the 20-ounce tumblers, I typically do about 5 to 6 bees. It just depends on how many I feel like putting on here and if the customer wants a decal added to the front. So you just go through, and like I said, I do printable vinyl that Cricut makes for my bees. And the files are online, so if you need them. Yes, I use Holtz, and I buy my inks from Michaels or Hobby Lobby. Tonight we used, let me see, Dandelion and Honeycomb. So this is Dandelion and Honeycomb. I always use Honeycomb for the orange. The other color that they have is Sunshine, and I use that a lot as well. So for the bees, I don't ever put them facing straight up, straight down. I mean, they're always, because they're a bee, they're gonna crawl around the cup. So where's that place? So right here, I purposely dug into the paint so it came off. And so you just take the bee and you can hide any imperfections that you want with the bee. And like I said, so for a 20-ounce cup, I use about 5. I use odd numbers because it just, for some reason, mentally for me works better. But so I do printable vinyl, and with my Cricut, so it does the print to cut, and okay. And then, so the honeycomb pattern though is available online, on the Facebook page, and we'll get it added to the site. So you're just gonna go around and you put them wherever you feel like they would look nice. I mean, it's no rhyme or reason. It's just wherever you would like the bees to sit. And then you would put on 1 extra coat of epoxy, and then you can call it done. Thank you, Becca. I appreciate that. So, and this is what it'll look like completely epoxied. This is one that's for a customer. She wanted to say Queen Bee, and then I added this little logo to the bottom because I kind of thought it was cute. It was, you know, very Queen Bee. So this is it completed. With this cup, I did add to my final coat of epoxy, I added Barbara, which is our Diva collection. I added just a little bit of it to the epoxy so it gives it an extra, like extra little sparkle. But this is it. Like I said, this is one of my top sellers, especially with the spring and summer. These things sell super well. For anyone that does the craft fairs during the summertime and the spring, these are going to sell really well for you. Even if you don't put the logo on them, they look amazing. Yes, Barbara is a gold, and it'll give it a really nice, really nice sparkle. So, the printable vinyl it's just Cricut's printable vinyl. Just, you know, just their basic stuff. I always make sure to print it on photo paper, or on the photo paper option on my printer. I do not seal the vinyl. I just straight print, stick it on the cup, and we'll cover it with epoxy. So that's the tumbler. So if y'all have any other questions, please let me know. I'm going to sit here for a few more minutes, and then we'll call it a nice, fun Sunday night. And while I wait, I have just an inkjet printer. It's a Brother full color inkjet printer. I do not seal my ink. I just straight epoxy it on there. So, hot should be back. I mean, not hot, sorry. Honeycomb will be back by the end of the week. I have a big shipment coming in, so. Oh, the top edge, the rim of the cup. Let me get, do you know where my box cutter is? My knife?
The actual knife?
The X-Acto knife.
Oh.
Sorry, there's someone else in here. Let me see. Oh, perfect. That was sharp. Okay, so to clear the rim of a cup, so this one actually looks great because it's pretty bad in there. The restock will be later this week. So, okay, so to do this, you just take your X-Acto knife. This is going to be very awkward for me. You will just put it on the edge of the cup, and you just kind of go through, and it'll start to come out like this. And you can see it just comes right off. But you want to angle it, always angle away from yourself, so if it slips, it doesn't stab you. That would be very bad. And on this cup here, I've got, I mean, it's got some pretty big places in here on the inside of the lip. But you just go around the cup. And that's how you clean the edge. Yeah, you have to be very careful. These things can slip very easily and stab you. We don't want that to happen. So, that is how you clean the inside. I've never tried stencil vinyl. I just use the 631 because it's easier for me to get. I mean, I can order the other stuff online, but it's just what I use. Yes, I use the bleed option for the bees. Water under. I've never had water get under the epoxy. I don't have any water around it. So, oh good, Silhouette does have a bleed option. All right, guys. I use FX epoxy. You can get FX on Etsy. I buy by the gallon. So, Lisa, the boxes started at $17.50. I think this time we're gonna start them at $25 and go from there. With just a few options instead of the wide range we had before. Just because it'll be easier for us to manage. But we're hoping to have them back this summer. So once we get those back up, we'll make sure to let everybody know, because I know everybody really liked those boxes. So, guys, I guess we're all done here. And if you guys have any questions, just comment below. We'll make sure to answer all of the questions that you guys have. In case I missed anybody's, I'll go back and see if I missed them and I can respond. Otherwise, you guys have a great night, and we'll do another live tutorial very soon. I think we're gonna do a serape cup next, just because I have an order for one and we can do it then at the same time. So you guys have a great night, and we're gonna get all this stuff done. And oh, thank you for the late birthday wish. I appreciate it. So you guys enjoy your night, and we will talk